Well, John, that rain decided to come a little early.
It came a little early.
That's okay.
Yeah, came a little early.
Right as I was taking the dogs out.
Just
but
means it's out a little earlier.
Right. Well, that's
all.
okay.
And the winds probably picking up just about right on time. You know, probably around 1, 2, 3 in the morning. We'll start to see those winds really start to pick up. And then I'm excited. It's got some colder weather coming. Kind of cool. Right now, 68 degrees. The dew point's still high, but the winds now out of the north and breezy at about 12. That northerly wind, a suggestion of what's to come. Those dew point values will start to fall in about an hour or 2 or 3, and we'll see a morning low temperature in the mid-50s. So we'll be seeing a fairly decent drop in temperature. And once we get down into the 50s this morning, we're not going to rise much above the mid-60s. I don't think we will rise above the mid-60s for a daytime high tomorrow. Right now, 69 degrees in Arcadia, Mayaca, Lakewood, Ranch Parish coming in at 68. So is Bradenton, 71 in Venice and Inglewood, 70 in Northport, and Longboat Key comes in at 69. The frontal boundary, a frontal boundary is not a solid line. It's a zone of transition. And in this case, it's basically sitting right over us. We have started that transition into some drier, cooler air, and that'll be around for about 24 hours as that wind out of the north continues to develop. High pressure builds in, and we get some pretty breezy conditions around here by tomorrow. Now, the thing is, I think the combination of the cooler temperatures, which we are really not all that used to over the last month. We have a very warm month indeed, and we'll probably end up around 3, 4, around the third or fourth warmest December on record, maybe the 5th warmest, depending on how the colder temperatures by the end of this week really impact the monthly averages. So we're not kind of used to these cooler temperatures, so that'll be one thing. Plus, the air is dry. And dry air, when it gets a little breezy, really does cool off the skin very efficiently. So it's going to feel cooler than it actually is, kind of a wind chill factor, but not quite cold enough to be a wind chill. But still, it'll add a little raw edge to the feel of the air tomorrow. So the combination of all those things, I think, will make it sweater weather for a lot of people tomorrow, probably throughout most of the day. So the shower is kind of falling apart as they sink southward. We had some pretty good showers out in Gulf waters, you know, some gusts out there, which probably exceeded 30 knots or so. That line continuing to sink south, and there's really nothing north of it, so we're looking at some pretty dry conditions, I think, for the rest of the night once this clears Charlotte County. Temperatures are still, as I said, in the 60s around here, but the dew points to the north, and I keep referring to this, are continuing to fall in areas like Orlando, Jacksonville. They were already pretty cool in Tallahassee and Pensacola earlier tonight. And we are going to see those march southward so that tomorrow morning we'll have dew points that are probably going to be in the 40s and 50s around the area. A little bit of high fair weather cloudiness, but that's about all. The RPM computer model shows that front coming through, a northerly wind, a little bit of high cloudiness. Then watch what happens. The winds will start shifting over the weekend out of the east and then eventually out of the southeast or east-southeast, and that'll spell a warm up for us for the second half of the weekend. So we'll start out a little bit breezy and a little bit cooler tomorrow. Small craft advisories up, rip current advisories up, high surf advisories up throughout the day tomorrow. Terrible boating day. And then we start to warm nicely over the weekend. For the pineapple drop, I think we'll probably have temperatures in the low 60s. Should be pretty comfortable.